horse to come under, just like you did in the working hand. Don't let your hands become rigid, but just softening her all the time, never letting them just be turned into a steady pull against the mouth of the horse, always giving and taking, so there's never any steady backwards contact against the mouth of the horse. And move her a little bit away from that inside leg, a little bit more. Like a leg heel in the circle, there you go. Start to soften her, let her down, there you go, just like that. Really fantastic, right there. All there is to it. Stay on the circle here. It starts to come up a little bit, so take the slack out of the reins there. Ask her to soften again. A little bit of shoulder in on the circle. So once again, off that inside leg again. When you lose the stretch, you've got to get the stretch by getting the inside hind leg to step back onto the center and lift the back again. So just a little bit of the shoulder in position. There you go. Let's go back into the stretch again. There you go. All the way down. There, all the way down. There. Every time she pops up, you ask her again, right back into the stretch again. You ask her to move off that inside leg once again. There, back into that stretch. Same thing again. And all the way down again. I'll go ahead and go large in the walk. Keep that. And every time she pops up, you just soften her back into the stretch, just like that. Didn't go large, maintaining that walk. Really quite good right there. Really nice. Now we're going to turn by the center line today and try to leg heel to the left. Now anytime the horse starts looking like there, when you look in the mirror, just put the horse a little bit in the shoulder in position and just keep going. Never stop. And leg heel to the left. Let that stretch out there. A little more step over. There you go. A little more step over. There you go. Keeping the shoulder slightly in advance, like that. Both in the half pass and the shoulder in, we always have to be sure the shoulder is a little bit in advance, otherwise the horse will hit its legs together. Or has the possibility of hitting its legs together and won't step as deep onto the body. That's quite nice. Let it stretch all the way down again. Let's go large, keep that walk. I'm going to go all the way up there and do that again. Really nice. That's a good walk right there. Time she pops up, soften her again. Back, that's it. Like that. Same thing there. Start to lose it a little bit. And the center line, let's get a little more step over this time. Now start your leg heel as you come around the corner. When we're first starting this, if you use the centrifugal force of the turn right there. Now start right there, leg yielding. So you've already got the shoulder in position. So we started before. It's a lot harder to start the leg yield after the horse straightens out again. So in the beginning, we just start in the turn. Halfway through the turn, we just start moving the horse into the outside left rein, which is how every turn should be made, by the way. There, really nice there. Now that was a big improvement, so that's good enough. We'll move on forward. So change the rein across the next diagonal. And we'll turn by the center line today and leg heel to the right. Nice, keep that going. There, I like that, all the way stretched into that contact. That's a beautiful walk right there. That's really nice. Keep that. Just go large in the walk. Every time she comes up, just take contact, take the slack out of the reins, like that. Don't be afraid to widen your hands. There's nothing wrong with widening your hands in the beginning of this stage. We have to train a horse before we can equitate on it, so to speak. Comes up, you just widen your hands. There you go. Keep that. Now we're going to turn by the center line and leg heel to the right again. Keep that going. All the way. Take the slack out of the reins quickly. Nice there. And stretching all the way down again. Now, once we get right in here, let's stop. Come out by me here for a second and let's stop and let's just go over that little lecture that we just had in the last lesson about that inside and outside leg. Okay, stopping right there to give you the feel of that. What a good fellow you are. Sliding around a little bit. Oh. Good. Okay. So the outside leg back. Show me how you put it back correctly. Let it come back a little bit more. Let the knee come away from the saddle so the leg can. You know, you'll hear people tell you that your toes should always stand forward. Well, if you turn your toes forward on the back of a horse, it takes your leg off of the horse. This is another ridiculous stylistic thing that about every 5 years goes through the horse world, that trainers suddenly start telling people, you have to turn your toes straight forward. But if you turn your toes should lay out at about a 45-degree angle. You don't want them out here like Charlie Chaplin, but there's no way that your leg can lie around the horse and your legs stay in contact and keep your toes forward, because that keeps your leg off all the time, and it makes you pinch with your knees, which is a dangerous position to be in, because the horse stops, you're going to go out over the horse's head. Which, by the way, any of you know who Caprilli was, the guy who invented the forward seat? He was the first person to start leaning forward when jumping. But his forward seat was pinching with the knee and over like this. Guess how he died? Falling off on his head. All right, there you go. The modern system of jumping is down and around the horse, where your weight stays in your stirrups, not on your knees. Your weight should never be on your knees, all right? Because that just gives you a projectile point to send you out over the horse's head. Okay, walk on. Now, if your horse is a little sensitive, it may take her a while, because she'll feel you sliding that leg around trying to figure out what to do with that outside leg. So just be aware of that. If they've never had somebody put their outside leg correctly, she may think, oh, they want me to canter or something. That's often the confusing bit. So you have to get them used to letting your legs slide back without over-exaggerating. So don't worry about that too much today. Try to do it if you can, but just know that's something that you need to get into your riding here as time goes on and get the horse used to. But as I said, a lot of horses have been used to every time somebody puts the leg back, it means canter, so that can be confusing to them. So just know that. Go ahead and walk on so she doesn't get frustrated there. Go ahead and let her walk back, and let's just reestablish that big stretch again. She's ready to go. Like that. Now, down the next long side, we're going to try to shoulder in. Try to bring that outside leg back a little bit from the hip if you can, and see if it helps you weigh that inside seat bump. Feel how that feels. Keep your chest lifted there. And remember, you can either be with the motion or slightly behind it, but never ahead of it. Yeah, not bad at all. There you go. Keep softening her into that stretch. It's really quite nice. There, and all the way down in that stretch again. Really good, like that. So go large. We're going to do that again down this long side. Another shoulder in. Just the same thing, just like you did, just displacing the shoulders a little bit to the inside. Okay, contact with your outside rein as well. Take the slack out. Remember, we want to keep the slack out of the reins all the time. So we have to be able to feel both sides of the bit for the bit to work correctly in the horse's mouth. Because if we just soften on one side with no contact on the other, it won't do anything. So we have to have contact on the outside rein in order for, or whichever side, the opposite side from that we're softening on. Go ahead and try that shoulder in again, down the next long side. And just continue on from there. Shoulder in. Really nice right there. And lower the head and neck now a little bit, right there. Yeah, all the way down. That was good. Now change the rein across the next diagonal, or stay in the stretch. Just keep softening. She wants to go in the stretch, so let her have the stretch down. Trying to tell you, let go. And so let go. Don't give them anything to pull against. Fortunately, once they find the stretch, they like it, and they'll start asking us for it. Can I go ahead and shoulder in again? But all of that kind of stuff will go away once the horse gets consistently over its back. Shoulder in again down this long side. Now keep trying to give the reins and let the neck get longer throughout all this. So your hands will stay there like that. That's where she needs to be. That's why she's pulling. She says she wants to be out there. When she gets there, she feels more comfortable down like that. That's where she needs to be. I mean, you need to ride this horse there. That's where we're looking for. That's the only place where we're actually getting the stride and the step that we would like to have. So in other words, she has actually come along far enough that she's starting to begin to reach for that herself. So that's a good thing. Just like that, really nice. And just keep trying to give. Hands are always very soft, letting her have that full length of her range of motion. Good, like that. Go ahead and do that one more time down the next long side, keeping that shoulder in. But hands are always just very soft, giving when necessary. Like that, really good. And then shoulder in again. Like that, and trying to give always, trying to get the horse stretch into the content. There, like that, there. So it's easy to get hung up on the shoulder. That's why she starts fussing with you, because your hand gets too tense trying to get the shoulder in to happen, and then she needs to get more length in her neck to do it. So that was really good then. Let her stretch all the way out, change the rein across the next diagonal.
She actually stretched her belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that will change in time. When she gets consistent in the stretch, you'll find she'll start to come up more easily. Now go ahead and change the rein on the next diagonal. That's right. Okay. Slack in the reins. So he's trying to take that slack out. Yeah. And then soft. That's it. And all the way back into that stretch again. Really good. Now we're going to try that shoulder in again down the next long side. Just try not to let her get locked up behind your hands. You're always trying to give that rein. Let my people go, as the old saying goes. That's it. Working that. Now just get a little more feel, so you soften her just a little bit, but without it becoming tense, so that we can get her soften her back into the stretch again. Do that again down the next long side. Like that. And all the way down that stretch again on the circle here. Really good right there. Keep it right there. Now just stay on the circle and keep that walk. We're going to go into a trot in a second. Just let her stay right there and stay nice and relaxed. Good job. See, really, that's where she's happy right there. That's why once she's found it, she starts snatching at the reins because it doesn't feel good to her when she's up there. So that's really where she needs to be ridden most of the time now, until she starts being able to come up a little bit. Which will be about the time that you see that hole behind the saddle disappearing and that hunter bump disappearing that she has there. You all see what I'm talking about. Those of you who weren't, if you look behind that saddle with this horse, you can see that's what we call an L dip. That's the beginning of kissing spine. If you didn't do the work that she's now doing, in another year or so, this horse would have kissing spine. That's how it starts. So what you're seeing there, that tip beat right in front of the hip bones there, is where the spine is dropping away from the hips. It's starting to fold in on itself. That's why it's an epidemic today. Now you could also use some longer reins, I think, with this horse. Yeah. Which is good, huh? So you need to get yourself a rein extender as time goes on here. I would find you one now. Joan, you still have that extra flash? Thanks. And all the way down the stretch. I'm going to get you a little longer rein here before we start to. Unfortunately, because everybody rides their horses so short these days, almost all bridles come with reins that are too short. Because everybody, every trainer, shorten the reins, shorten the reins.